there's a little fat man. I don't know what's his name. What's that guy's name? I think his name is Corey, a prime in China.
Corey, that one that you put on the internet and then took off, I'd say put it back on the internet.
Now that's one smart man right there.
He looks like a little Buddha, this guy. Now, this dude makes hit pieces about other pros, or let's say people that really like China. He makes hit pieces on them.
What a loser.
We lost Prime in China. He's Prime out of China.
Oh.
The slime in China's the Shreks of the world.
The Shreks of the world. You know.
It makes no sense. Shill Wednesday. Hey there guys, it is Shill Wednesday on Thursday. As many of you may have seen, the Shill Awards has been slightly delayed, but definitely not dead. It will be released later. The host that we thought would be doing the show kind of canceled on us. People are kind of flaky, they get too busy, things like that, but it's okay. Today we're going to be talking about TikTok and the one, the only ultimate shill, Nathan Rich.
It's me again, Nathan Rich. I'm breaking the law. Today I want to talk to you about breaking the law. Breaking the law. I'm breaking the law. I'm illegal in China. I'm illegal in America. I'm breaking the law. Personally, I think I'm a national security threat. Personally, I violate Chinese law. I'm totally anti-capitalist. I'm a threat to national security in the United States. I'm monitoring people's information and turn over that data to the Chinese government. I'm a huge threat for national security reasons. National security reasons. TikTok's just a Chinese thing.
Well, Nathan, you are just breaking the law. You said it. Although you are, of course, using a VPN, to upload these videos. So I have a feeling you don't care about the laws, really. Yes, TikTok is a Chinese app owned by a Chinese company. What a wonderful observation. If we didn't have you to make that, Nathan, we would have never known. Thank you so much, Nathan Rich.
Certainly by now you've heard that TikTok is likely going to be banned from operating in the United States. Trump has said that they represent a national security threat.
Yes, a national security threat. You see, I'm all for freedoms of people using apps and social media and whatever they want, right? That's perfectly fine. But we must be careful with things like TikTok. There are many younger people on here, right, that are unaware of what it may be to put your personal information or your location or your home or certain things like that, putting that on the internet, right, where the company is controlled by a communist government. That's something that a lot of kids definitely wouldn't understand, and of course the communist government can collect that information.
It's not totally unprecedented for one country to block another country's apps. For example, China blocks Facebook and YouTube and a lot of different apps.
Lots of countries ban apps. It isn't uncommon. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the countries that ban apps. I'm sure you'll be severely impressed. How about Saudi Arabia, Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and of course, China, right? Pretty much all the shitty countries. Saudi Arabia kills you if you're gay. Iran shoots its own protesters from helicopters with real guns. North Korea has a dictatorship where people believe the country's leader doesn't need to take a dump to survive. Holy shit. And Cuba. Cuba's such a wonderful country, where milk is nearly impossible to buy and the stores have no food to sell. Good job, Nathan. What a fair comparison. It does make sense, though, since China throws its own people in re-education camps, you know, and tries to convince the rest of the world that it's just like Disneyland. It's just, woo, it's so much fun. You can dance and sing. The re-education camps, everyone knows that.
The reason that China blocks most of those apps is because they violate Chinese law.
Chinese law. I love how all you pro-CCP shills go on and on and on about Chinese law while using VPNs. It's like all of you talk about Chinese law like it's a big deal. You're like, Chinese law. Yet none of you guys follow the laws there. None of you ever follow the laws. I don't understand. If you cared about laws that much, you would follow them.
So these apps may allow, for example, discussions and coordination about secession, or allowing rioters or anti-government mobs to use them to coordinate their actions.
Secession, anti-government groups. Why would such a wonderful government like the CCP ever have anti-government groups? Could it be because they try to take over the world by building military bases in the middle of the ocean? No, couldn't be. Could it be because they continue to throw people in re-education camps? No. Could it be because Chinese people have no real freedoms or given rights? Nah. Couldn't be that, of course. Why would anyone want rights and freedoms? I mean, everyone loves being controlled by a communist government. Jeez. Of course that's what it is, right? These laws of blocking the internet is created so that the CCP can protect itself. It's not trying to protect the people of China. It wants to protect itself. It wants to continue its reign as the government, and that's what it does with its laws. Everything it can to protect itself.
TikTok is an interesting case, though, because they're not doing anything illegal in China or illegal in America. So there's no legal way to stop them from doing anything because they haven't done anything wrong.
No, you're right. Actually, I agree. TikTok hasn't done anything wrong yet. And that's like letting a kid with a bomb like just stand in the middle of the school strapped to his chest, like full of kids around him, and just be like, no, he's innocent until proven guilty. But you know, innocent until proven guilty only goes to a certain point, right? If you knew anything about accounting or finance, one thing that you learn is you try to prevent issues from ever happening, right? And the CCP does abuse its power, and it will abuse that power when it wants to, when it needs to, when it sees that it's beneficial. After all, ByteDance is controlled by the CCP. We've all seen the picture. It's not a secret.
TikTok is being accused of monitoring people's information and being in a situation that they might have to turn over that data to the Chinese government.
No, it isn't an accusation. It is 100% a fact. Information is collected and stored on servers in China. And when the government requests, they're forced to give that information over. Again, it's a fact. Yes, being a Chinese company that collects information about people and places in America is a potential dangerous. Not because the company's so horrible, not necessarily because the people that work there are just so horrible, but because the CCP is horrible. Which is why even Microsoft was in negotiations to buy it. They didn't hate the company. They didn't necessarily hate the people. They didn't hate the app. They just don't like the government that controls it. And you're making this about race, and you're making this about people, when it isn't. It's about the government.
The real reason is that TikTok is a Chinese company, and that enough makes it a threat to national security in the United States. Personally, I think the United States has the right to block TikTok and any other company that it wants from operating within its shores.
Yes, America does have the right. It isn't an opinion. Again, That is a fact. They can ban an app or product if they want to.
Now, it's totally anti-capitalist, by the way. It's completely against some parts of the American beliefs, but I do think that America does have the right, so I'm not complaining about that at all.
How is banning an app that is being controlled by a communist regime against capitalism? I don't think you understand capitalism. Do you know anything about finance at all? In fact, I can just tell you don't understand. Surely you don't think that China going after a company that sold tainted baby milk powder to people where thousands of babies died would be anti-capitalism, do you? Because they just got in the way of that company trying to make money. That's not being anti-capitalist, okay? That's protecting the people. And all countries like the FDA and all of these different groups try to protect their people, right? And that's what the government is trying to do. They're trying to protect the people from the Chinese government.
The interesting thing is that China has, for the most part, already banned the websites and apps that it's not going to allow in its market. And the United States seems like it's starting to do this now.
The USA isn't starting to ban apps. It's starting to protect itself from a communist regime, something that it should have done a long time ago. How many South Korean apps have been banned? Oh, that's right, 0. How many Japanese apps have been banned? Or Japanese companies? Well, that's right, 0. Okay, because America is protecting itself from a communist regime. Again, it's not about company or Chinese people or a race, or a skin color, or anything like this. It's about the fact, okay, that the communist government could steal our information, okay, that it tells companies to steal our intellectual property.
Shutting something down because it's breaking the law is very different than shutting something down because it's just a Chinese thing.
Stop saying that they're just shutting things down because it's Chinese. No one cares it's a Chinese thing. People care it's controlled by communism. Stop making it about race and national, where people are from, and skin color, you loser. I know that's what the propaganda wants you to do, but it's really pathetic. It really is.
If we shut down all of the Chinese companies, what would that actually look like in America? Because there's no real reason to pick on TikTok. Why don't we shut them all down?
TikTok is an app a lot of Americans use. Shut them all down. I dare you to name like 10 apps. Can you even name 5 apps that people in America use that come from China, that people use normally, okay? And they also has a lot to do with about servers. You know, again, you being such a networking expert, you're such a networking expert, should know and understand these types of things, right? That it's important about the servers, right? Which is why China complained about Google keeping servers in America.
I mean, we don't want companies that have big investments by Chinese to be running in America anymore, right?
You've got to stop this whole, we don't want Chinese companies in America BS. You've lived in California. You've had to see all these Chinese-owned real estate companies and restaurants, all these Chinese-owned private businesses. No one's ever going to them like, you Chinese people, we hate you Chinese people. That's not happening because it's not about Chinese people. It's not about race. It's not about skin color. No one's worried about that. People are worried about a communist regime collecting information and using it against the American people.
TikTok is a huge threat. I mean, just look at all these people who have been negatively affected by it. There's hopefully there'll be somebody by the time we edit this video, because this is a huge step.
Well, Nathan, that definitely negatively affected me. I hope we never have to see that again. Thanks for watching, guys. Head on over to my Patreon, where I promise that's not there. You won't have to see Nathan on my Patreon page. Help support me keep this channel going, where even a small monthly donation helps. Hopefully soon I'll have a month's worth of videos, working on getting a month's worth of videos so that you guys have at least 4 or 5 videos in advance to watch. Especially of the Shill Wednesdays. I know you guys enjoy watching those so much. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna try to quit being so lazy on Twitter. Some days I like Twitter, some days I don't. Gonna try to post on there. Follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day. And as always, I love you all. Thank you so much. Oh, and click that damn bell. Click that stupid little bell next to the subscribe button, because I see like so many people haven't clicked that bell. Click the bell. Click the damn bell.